Hello there. What is going on, everybody? New books, new stuff, new ships. Happy May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. That sounds so silly to say it that way. May the 4th. Now I'm going to talk silly the whole rest of the day. We got some new stuff to talk about. We got some new stuff to talk about. May the 4th be with you. All right. Now we can get on with the video. A bunch of new stuff dropped on StarWars.com today. We've got a whole bunch of new books that were announced for the Road to the Rise of Skywalker. They did this for all the other movies, and it was more of a big deal before Episode 7 than it was before Episode 8, because with Episode 8, well, okay, only a few minutes has taken place in between the two movies, so it didn't really, there wasn't really a big void to be filled. But the void between episodes 8 and 9 is going to be much more significant, so we're actually going to have some really meaningful books. So, we've got this Resistance Reborn book, we've got a couple of other books, but we've got some really cool, juicy stuff to talk to you about, especially books that have a top secret cover that they can't even reveal yet. And it seems to me it's obviously going to be new ships. So we got to talk about new ships, because as Star Wars fans and tabletop gamers, we care about all the new ships that because they're going to feature in our games, and even video gamers as well, because the more ships we have, maybe we'll finally get like an X-Wing or TIE Fighter, or X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, or another actual flight sim game beyond Battlefront 2, because that one's not really a flight sim. So we'd love to see some more space combat games, and new ships is a definite path to be able to have that. Before I jump into it too much more, though, let me remind you, if you are new here, the giveaway is still going on for the Maul and Obi-Wan Black Series Star Wars Celebration exclusive. You can enter to win those. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment. Let me know which of these books you're most excited for. And by the way, you can find all of these on StarWars.com, but I'm going to talk about them a little bit. We have Resistance Reborn. It's going to be a little story about, basically, the time frame here is like a lot of these take place after Episode 8. So you're actually going to get an idea of what's been going on after Episode 8 but before Episode 9 during these books, which is kind of cool, because, at the same point you're like, well, is 9 going to have to spell out what happened? I think they're just going to assume a whole bunch of stuff has happened. We're getting a little spark of the Resistance. Some young, they dropped dozens and dozens of book covers. So a lot of them are child-oriented. This one actually takes place before Episode 7. Force Collector, about some kid who, is basically Force sensitive, who's kind of discovering, the Force on his own. And I have a feeling there'll be a tie-in to something in the future. I don't necessarily expect this to be somebody who shows up in Episode 9. I think this is just kind of a standalone thing, and he'll probably have some kind of Easter egg to something that's going on in 9. But the big thing is allegiance. And in the description here is very, very important. So it's basically Mon Calamari stuff. So let's see if I can read this in my best Mon Calamari voice.
On the run since the destruction of Starkiller Base, General Leia and the remaining handful of Resistance have barely managed to survive, much less strike back against the superior forces of the First Order. Running low on options, Leia decides to reach out to her former allies, the Mon Calamari, whose shipyards once powered the Rebel Alliance.
That's Crabbok, the Mon Calamari. All right, so there we go. But yeah, so Leia reaches out to Mon Calamari. Now the cover for this is actually top secret. It's all black. And this is going to be a comic book series. Comes out in October. So very, very cool. And why would the cover be top secret? Well, you could simply just say, well, maybe this is not done yet. I'm like, okay, I could probably buy that, but you wouldn't have had to put top secret. You could have put under construction or something like that. No, this is top secret for a reason, because we're getting new ships. You can't do a comic book that the entire premise, and that's going to be a mini series. It's going to be I think a four series run. They talk about, it's going to be 4 issues. But you're not going to do a mini series of comic books based on the Mon Calamari and their shipyards without having new ships. So we're going to get the best ship makers in the galaxy to make us some new ships. And of course, this is going to be taking place post Episode 8. So they're going to be all new ships, stuff we've never seen before. And they have a lot of potential because it's in a comic book. They can really elaborate on ships and stuff that maybe wouldn't, would require a lot more time to CGI and put into a movie. So we may see a lot of new ships here. This is actually a really, really exciting thing, because other stuff that has already been revealed to kind of be in the timeline of after Episode 8 is, for the Rise of Resistance attraction at Galaxy's Edge. And we already know from that we're seeing a Mon Calamari. It looks very much like an MC-80, but we're seeing a Mon Calamari ship with some of the other stuff that we've already seen in Episode 8. So we know that there are other Mon Calamari ships, and so, and this is, that little web teaser, and this is basically just something that's going to be for a ride, but they're not going to put something on a ride that's blatantly not canon. Right? I mean, it'd be one thing to have some fluff, like if you've ever been to like Star Tours and you're riding, the little attraction, they'll get a picture in the audience or whatever, and they'll put them up and like, this person's a rebel spy. The stormtroopers are looking for this person. Maybe it'll be you. Like that sort of thing can happen. That obviously you're not a canon rebel spy, or are you? But to have something like this, in the ride, that is basically confirming that there are other Mon Calamari ships that are going to join as the Resistance kind of pieces its force together. And this is kind of elaborating on that, because during this, this is a must buy. This is an instant buy, because you're going to want to see all this artwork. You're going to want to see the new Mon Calamari ships that they put together. This is a big deal. This is a really big deal. So, and this is also pitching the scene and setting the stage for what is probably going to be an epic space battle in Episode 9. So let me know what you guys think in the description below. Pretty cool May the 4th news. May the 4th be with you, and have a wonderful day. Nope, we're not going to get tongue-tied again. But anyway, cool of Star Wars to drop this news on us. It's nice that we're going to be, like, let me know in the comments below if you're like looking forward to actually getting some backstory filler in between 8 and 9 before the movie comes out. Like, I'm a big fan of that. Like, actually not, so I'm not really like wondering what in the heck was everybody doing the whole time. So I'm excited about that. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. You can check out Crabbok.com. You can hop in my Discord and say hi there as well. And if you're new here, we do a lot of gaming and Star Wars stuff. So it's been a pretty cool, couple of weeks with all the news that we've gotten lately. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. And as always, have a great day.